Yay! Oh, that's not a good picture. Lights. Camera. Oh, light. There we go, light. Is that in the right position? Probably not. That'll do. Camera. And action. So what we have here, faceters and people who are interested in faceting and gems, is ametrine, which is a mix of amethyst, admittedly very light, and citrine, admittedly very light. It's not an expensive piece. I had a bag of these that were tumbled stones, and out of 10 one had a sort of clearish centre. I've been sat on this for some time and I thought, do you know what, I've not done ametrine before, so let's have a go. So what we're going to do first of all, we're going to make something fairly straightforward. Easy Baron Scissor Crown Apex. Right, one of those. And we are going to do the usual preform. We've already preformed it into a squarish, but we're going to set it up now and get an exact size, because it is a square, and it's 48 at the top. So if we set it up at 48, yeah, not quite there. Definitely got something underneath it, so I'm going to adjust that and facet those four and come back to you. Right, so we've got almost a perfect square. That's because this diagram is giving a length to width ratio of 1, so it's after one square block. 10.42, 10.31, so not quite. Why is that? Yeah, 10.40. So we're fairly convinced we're there. So first angle for the pavilion is 43 degrees. A fairly common angle to start at for quartz, which of course this is a family of quartz. And we're going to facet a lot to the tulip point. TCP, cut to tulip point. So a little bit of instruction, which is good, unusual for a plan like this. We're going to stick with this 240 disc so we get through it. And the first one's at 96. 96. Alright, here we go. Don't want to go too deep because we're just trying to get to a certain point. Once we get to that point, the rest will follow. So if we go opposite of 96, see if that meets in the middle, which is 48. You see we're almost there. Nice shape of the house. So I'm going to swap out to a gentler 600 disc. Again, it's still a new one that we're trying to run in, but it shouldn't be so harsh as 240. The reason we've used the 240 is to get through all the meat that's there quickly. If this was a Ruby or something more expensive, we would be taking it very steady from the very beginning, because of course you make a mistake on one of those, it's an expensive game. Still harsh because it's new. Right. Okay, we're there. Close enough. The other two facets that are going to be similar are 24. I'm not going to assume, if this was a circle, I could carry on at the same size, but I'm not going to assume that here. I'm just going to set up the two opposites to meet in the middle. Trying to put a bit of light on the matter. So all those facets are in, and I don't know how much you can pick up on that camera, but right on the very tip, being a natural stone, there's some inclusions, and now we've cleaned it up, it's not as clear inside as I hoped it would be. Nevertheless, let's go for it and see what happens. And we're now going to size the stone. We've got the first four sides in accurately, so we're now going to shape it up 90 degrees, girdle number 2, and it starts at 12. So the next ones are small and tricky. Coming through this plan is this cross effect over here. So we're now putting in these facets. This is where we find out how accurate everything is. Let's see how it goes. So I'm using a 3000 disc because we're slow and steady. Very slow, and think that's where we call it quits for the night. All the delicate facets are in, it needs to be polished, and anything that's slightly out we will alter with the polishing lap tomorrow morning and then transfer it across. Whether it's got potential or not I don't know, because there are some faults right on the culet. So when I've seen this before, what happens is you do it, you polish it, you dop it. When you remove it from the dop, the point stays in the dop, which is unfortunate. Are we downhearted? Of course not. Let's carry on. Good night, everybody. So, recap from yesterday, all the facets are in on the pavilion, and we are now going to use the polishing disc and go through or across all the facets again and see what we get. Sometimes strange things happen when you're faceting. The hardened high-speed lap that I've been using on absolutely every gem, and has worked wonderfully, is not working on this gem. Whether that's the material, I don't know. So let's just try something else. This is a Perspex lap, which is obviously softer. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Right, I think we're done. Ready for a transfer, but I've got to take her out shopping. Apparently this fleece I'm wearing is not up to her standard. It's a perfectly good fleece. I've worn it for 3 years and it's very comfortable. Ah, peace and quiet. Right, off shopping. Bye. Mrs.
Put on the end, and that's one of my other women ringing me up.
Oh, don't worry about that. Mrs. Harris says that I have to remind you all that even though she drags me out and tries to keep me up to date clothing wise, and this fleece is at least 7 years old and not 3, that I still love her dearly. So there we go, it's official, I still love her dearly.
Now it sounds like that you've been forced to say that.
No comment. Time for the crowning. See that first one going in? I'll do the rest. Right, I don't know how much of that you can see. There's 2 facets going in there. I'll just put the other 4 of the angle in, and then we'll probably call it quits. So once again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 people now. That would be great if we could get there. I'm showing 2 stones here because the ametrine was sort of very pale, but if you combine it with another pale stone, if you're making jewellery, the effect is rather beautiful. What do you think? I'm also now the owner of 2 brand new fleeces that are suitable for going out in.
Thank goodness for that, but it's just getting him to wear them now.